I swear this is the only way I'll eat apples. I mean, this cake is 70% fruit. I'll take the cake over an apple any day. Looking at this, you might think it's a little difficult to make and probably is a lot of work, but trust me, it's super simple. Let's begin by making our batter. I have some melted butter here. This is salted butter. To this, I'm going to add some milk. Remember to have all your ingredients at room temperature so that nothing curdles. Next, I'm adding in caster sugar. And I'm simply going to mix this now using a whisk. You know, when I made this cake for the first time, I completely forgot to add butter to it and it turned out so dry. So make sure you're measuring out your ingredients correctly and not forgetting any of them to get perfect results. Now to our batter, I'm going to add custard powder. This is my substitute for eggs. Give this a good mix. It's going to turn your batter completely yellow and you won't miss eggs at all. Next, I'm going to add in all-purpose flour and baking powder. And now I'm just going to mix it. Once your batter is lump-free, switch over to a spatula. Your batter should be ribbony in texture. Once the batter is ready, set it aside and now it's time to peel our apples and slice them. You can use any kind of apples here. They need not be soft or hard. Whatever you like, you can use. Once the apples are peeled, I'm going to slice them thinly. Always keep a lemon next to you when you're cutting apples so that they don't darken up. So I have one lemon here with me. I'll use it as required. I'm just going to leave out the core and start chopping. Add your thinly sliced apples to a bowl. And after each apple, squeeze a little bit of lemon so that they don't darken. Just a few drops should be enough. And once you add those few drops, toss your apples and then move on to slice the rest. That's the last of my apple. Time to squeeze the last bit of lemon. Now, I'm just going to toss it one last time and finally, I'm going to add in cinnamon powder. Apples and cinnamon is a match made in heaven. It just accentuates the flavor of the apples so well, no other spice can do that. Now, I'm just going to toss this till all the slices are covered with a little bit of cinnamon. Now, it's time to bring the apples and the batter together. I'm going to pour in my batter over the apples and just mix it. Make sure all the apple slices are covered in the batter. Now I'm going to place this batter into my mold. I'm using a loaf pan. In case you don't have one, don't worry. Use a normal mold. Cover it with parchment paper and brush a little bit of extra oil just to be on the safe side. Now I'm going to spoon in all this mixture into my pan. Spread the apples evenly so that there are no air pockets. This cake doesn't rise much, so you don't have to worry about the height. Pour over the remaining batter on top. It's going to fill in all those gaps between the apple slices. Now that everything is into our mold, I'm going to bake this at 160 degrees Celsius for 25 to 30 minutes. This smells so heavenly after coming out of the oven. We have to let this cool down for at least 30 minutes. How simple was it to make this cake? The only difficult part was waiting for this to cool down. Now I'm going to unmold this. Take any flat thing that you have, place it on your mold and just turn it upside down. This is the moment of truth, and this is where your non-stick pan and parchment paper will come in handy. Time to reveal it. I'm going to slice this with a very sharp knife. It looks so great from inside. Those layers of apples with that custard cake looks absolutely gorgeous. Now I'm going to garnish this with some chopped almonds for that extra crunch. This cake tastes so amazing on its own while it's warm, but you can also enjoy it with a scoop of ice cream. Go and try this recipe out right now and let me know how it turns out. I will see you next time.